See what I'm glad you said that. I'm glad that we're having this being yourself. Because now I feel comfortable. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little nervous today because when you interview somebody like you who is important to the world, I interview a lot of people that are important to the world, but like you're somebody who has just transcended race, countries, sexualities, like everybody loves you. So there's a certain level of responsibility that I have to the interview, right? But something you just said resonated with me because last night, about midnight, I called a friend of mine named Catherine Bruton. I don't know if you know Catherine. She's the senior vice president at BMI. She's somebody that I trust and one of my sounding boards. And I called her, I said, I really struggle sometimes with being myself and who I believe I am with the expectations and pressure of the industry. And then you just said something about Chrisean. You said that she's just herself. And I think that there is a pressure that comes with elevation, and when your brand gets bigger, that people start to expect different out of you.
Yeah, but you shouldn't go by their expectations. You should only go by your own expectations.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna blame Babyface and Catherine Bruton for continuing to be me and pressing all your buttons. But no, the reality is,
Press on.
there's folks like you who do have who don't come off ratchet, wild, but you guys love the ratchet. Like you, Rihanna's, y'all watch the Chrisean and Bluefaces and is it escapism? Like, do you enjoy watching it and just going like, that's a train wreck, I could never be a part of it?
It's culture. It's listening to how people talk and what they and the new words that they say and how things are. It's life, and I think to shut yourself off of it is crazy. And it's not like I watch and make fun of it. I just watch it and see just these personalities, these rich personalities, as with anyone else and anywhere else. So. I don't know what else to say but I've enjoyed them.
But I always say that Black people were not a monolith. The culture is not one-sided. It's all of it. And I do feel like we have to learn how to embrace it all, right?
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. Okay. I said recently too that I thought the culture was in a critical condition because I felt like cancel culture is just ruining art. When you look at cancel culture, what do you think about it?
It's terrible. It is. It's killing art. And killing an artist in that sense. And I know sometimes there should always be a line, but we don't know where that line is anymore. And it's all blurred at this particular point. And I don't know how we get back from it. We just need to just stop, and just find the middle ground. Don't go too far one way or the other. People aren't decent with each other anymore. People aren't nice to each other anymore. Social media in general is a place where voices are heard, where people are angry in their lives and they take that out on other people and find something that they can attack. And so it's sad in that way to see what it's turned into. I remember seeing something on David Bowie saying, years ago, where he said that, the internet and social media is going to be like a most amazing thing, but it's also going to be the scariest thing ever. And he was not wrong.
It was almost like he called Miss Cleo about the future.
Yes.
Because it really is just a place, it's a playground now where people can say whatever they want.
Yes.
Including Anita Baker.
You had to do that, huh?
Now, we had this interview planned way before Miss Anita ventured over to Twitter. But thank God you were able to come here today while she was. You're an icon in R&B, but you're now in an R&B.
Nice, good word.
Good Morning America called it R&B. I was looking on TV and they said that you're in the middle of an R&B with Anita Baker. Now, this is the craziest thing. I saw online, let me set it up. I was on Facebook, seeing what my family was doing, and I saw a post that said, the first post it wasn't from Anita, it was something about, you guys were on tour together, and there were technical difficulties which prevented you from going on stage, and so she decided, or it was decided that she would go on and you would not go on. The idea that one, you're not a co-headliner is crazy to somebody like me because you're both iconic. And in fact, I did my research. You got far more awards than she does, and far more hits. But when I looked at that, I didn't understand why it wasn't a co-liner situation, and then I also didn't understand how it was that you could just be removed when we all know your fans are going to be in the audience too.
Well, I mean, that was a complicated evening. First of all, I have no problem being a support act for Anita Baker. I have that much love and respect for her art, and it was her show, so I have no issue with that. And I think that I was looking as forward to watch Anita every night as well, because I love her as a writer and as an artist. It's a beautiful experience. In terms of what happened that night, it was really, things got out of hand because there was a technical issue in the terms of, like, there was a video wall, this big video wall that Anita uses every night. It wasn't working, and they spent the whole day trying to get it together. We arrived there probably at 12 noon, ready to go. And by the time it was time to go on the show, 7 o'clock, show was supposed to start at 7, it wasn't fixed. And there was a panic going on. We said, we got to get this thing fixed. And so we had to wait. We didn't even get on stage to even do a sound check. We did a line check. And I know this all sounds like talking and stuff, but we did our line check around 7:30, because they held everybody outside, said we need a little bit more time. And so we did the line check and we were ready to go. But they kept on working on this video wall, and that video wall wasn't fixed. So we tried to go on while they could maybe work on it while we were on stage, but no, we want to start the whole show right. So ultimately, all the time was lost. By the time the realization came that it wasn't going to be fixed, it was 9 o'clock.
And the audience is waiting this whole
The
time?
audience is sitting out there probably from 7:30, 7:45. They were sitting all this time.
But why couldn't they fix this wall while you were performing? What, did it require a lot of noise?
I would have been fine. I would have taken the noise, but that wasn't an option. So
Wait, they didn't even come to you and say, we're going to go ahead and work on this. You have the option to go out.
we offered that.
Really?
We offered, like, we'll go on stage, we'll perform, and you can do it while we're there. But that wasn't an option. So basically, and I'm not wanted the show to look right. And to be fair, no one wants any people working on something while you're on stage. But in order to get the show going, because people were ready to go. But to be fair, wanted to put on a good show. And so time just ran out. By time, came to the realization that wasn't going to be fixed, it was 9 o'clock. So that decision had to be made. Are we going to do an extra long show? I go up and then she goes up. She won't go on till 10:30 or so. And that wasn't an option. And it was decided, I was told, you don't have to play tonight. You're not going to play tonight.
Who told you that?
Someone that was, I can't, either some representative of the whole thing, the promoters or something came.
But I mean, she didn't come over to your room and say, Kenny, I'm having a problem with my wall tonight. I really want to respect your set. I know you're willing to go out there. I'll tell the fans, because I know she didn't even tell the fans. They sent a man out there to do that.
Well,
she didn't come over and give you the courtesy of
we weren't sitting in the room talking to each other about everything as was going on. We definitely had talked a little bit earlier, and she kind of had said, sorry for all this, all the setbacks, because there were a lot of setbacks. It wasn't just the video wall. There were other things that were setbacks as well. It was the first night starting again after we hadn't started in a while. So sometimes there's those kind of technical things that you just can't do anything about. And it was a lot of them. But nevertheless, we went on, we were ready to go. And so it came to a point to where that decision had to be made where she was going to go on or not. I thought that it was a decision that I was okay with the decision. I understood it. I didn't have a problem with it. The issue was, for me, the only reason why I ultimately posted something, because people were booing, and after they announced that I wasn't coming on, then people were saying,
the fans were pissed.
They were pissed,
yeah.
And then there were DMs coming and saying, Babyface is a no-show. And I didn't want that to be the story, you know, so I didn't want to put it, I just tried to make an announcement to everybody say, hey, couldn't go on tonight for technical difficulties. I was asked not to go on. And that was,
I thought your announcement had a lot of class. Even in right now how you're describing it, I'm telling you, I'm going to, me, you, and Ernest will get together. I'm going to teach you shade because you said something that I'm going to say what you said. You said you had no problem being an opening act or an opener for Anita Baker. You're not an opener, an opening artist. You know that, but you're saying that out of respect for somebody who is a legend.
I'm doing it not just out of respect, because, you know, look, she has great music and I have music as well. She's an artist that I love. And whether we share the stage together, if I go first, that's not a problem for me. And you want to call me an opener, that's not a problem, because we're sharing music. Everybody's getting to hear that music that evening. So it doesn't matter to me. You can say support, opener, I don't care. My love and respect for her is to the extent that, you know, where she is and what she's done in her career and how she too has touched people with her music. I'm gonna support that. That's just who I am. And so in all reality, for everything to have gone as crazy as it did, that was never my intention to ever think that it would, because that's not my heart. I can't believe it rolled out the way that it rolled out, but hence there's social media. And that's what happens at this point.
But you're saying you didn't have a problem opening for her being an opening act. Do you think she had a problem with you potentially, or even in your mind thinking of being a co-headliner? Do you think she would have a problem with you being?
Look, it wasn't a co-headliner thing to begin with. It was her show.
Okay.
And she asked me to join her show.
But because you're so iconic, it would have been great to weave you into the show, like where you could have been playing music while Sweet Love, and it could have been something for the fans that really.
I mean, look, those are all things that, you know, hindsight, you can look at it that way. Bottom line is that no question it was the Anita Baker show. She, as a matter of fact, like the first dates that she did, I wasn't really part of her first date. She did, I think she played in Hollywood, Florida. And there were 2 dates that I wasn't on those shows. I was never supposed to be a part of those shows. And some people think that I was supposed to be there, but I was never part of the show. So it was a Anita Baker show from the get-go, and she asked me to join her. And that's what I did. She asked me to join as a support act. You know, what do you call it? Opener, support, whatever you want to call it. That's what I came on there as. I did not come on there with the intention that I'm a co-headliner. It was her show. That's clear, and I have no problem with that.
Well, okay, so one of the fans went online and said, with all respect, did you call the Babyface a support act? Because she went on and said that she's found Twitter. I don't know who's doing her or Dionne Warwick's Twitter, but they have found Twitter, and our aunties have just lost their mind. This is what she said on Twitter. She said, "Dearest one, anytime somebody started a text, a tweet, or anything with dearest one, that's them basically small girl in you. That's how I get it. But anyway, dearest one, you are not privy to the contracts. Yes, Babyface is a special guest support act on my tour. This false narrative of a co-headliner is creating unrealistic expectations and aggression from his fans towards me. He should tell you guys the truth." Now, one, I went and looked on Twitter. I didn't see you gaslighting fans. I didn't see you releasing anything that would make people want to go and attack Miss Baker. And I've never heard of Babyface fans being internet terrorists. So this was news to me. Did you see that tweet?
Yes.
What did you think about it?
I was saddened that that one could think that I could control fans, or that even these people that are even saying these things to her are my fans to begin with. I don't know them. I don't know them personally. And usually if someone's coming with something negative, I don't pay attention to them. I don't give them air. I don't engage with them, you know, because, you know, if you start the fire, it's just gonna go worse. If you deal with ugly, it gets uglier. So,
well, Auntie Baker found her Twitter again and said, out of kindness and community, you gift them $200,000 worth of production that you pay for, and still they complain and hold up the show and slander and villainize your name to social media, blogs, and press. Hashtag massa implantation. Who is she talking about?
I don't know that one at all. The massa,
She even hashtag massa, but you can't put an and in the middle of the word, or else it won't allow you to hashtag it, Miss Baker. But I mean, I'm just teaching Auntie. No, but I mean, again, I didn't see you gaslighting people to. And the $200,000 worth of production, was that her board that wasn't working, or was it some other production?
I don't know. It's her production. I don't know the cost of her production.
Okay, Auntie. There's a white man behind these grown black men harassing me and gaslighting my fans because he can't take over this tour, so he wants to destroy it. Kenny's crazy narcissist. Babyface, call off your boys. I mean, I'm not laughing. I'm laughing.
You're laughing.
I'm laughing. This is a lot. So basically, what she's saying is she asked you to be on her tour, and then you got on her tour. You just said you were okay being an opening act, but then you wanted to take it over with the white man.
Yes, I don't understand that. The white man, I guess he's talking about. He's not a white man. He's my manager, Michael Perrin, who's Persian. But I guess whatever. So I think that they had discussions in terms of what was going to happen with the tour. I don't think that he never said anything and never said anything to fans or put any kind of anything out socially. So I don't know what that is, to be honest. And I feel uncomfortable even answering each one of these things because I feel like I'm tweeting right now as we're speaking.
We're clearing the air, and I chose to bring this up because again, we saw all these tweets, and of course I know of you within the industry, and I know I've been watching you for years. I mean, I've never seen you do anything like this. So to have this put on your name, I feel, because I've had a lot of people put things on my name. I do respond to everything because I enjoy it. That's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
But you don't. And I think when people are nice like you, people prey on that niceness because they know you're not going to say anything. I think.
Yeah. I mean, look, most of the time I would rather be silent. And I usually like it to just go away. But it hasn't been going away. It just kind of continues.
Well, Miss Baker continued and called one of the fans a demon and said, hey, demon, I'm going to put you on blast real quick. And I won't say the whole thing because she went into Luther Vandross and all that, but she did say she treated you like a king. And she said, ask him. So I'm only doing what Auntie said. Did she treat you like a king?
We had great relationship.
Okay.
My relationship with Anita has been fine. I don't fight people. I don't. We don't go at it. We're very, very nice to each other. In terms of what happens with the production and everything, that whatever was agreed upon, it wasn't. I don't know if it was even with Anita. It might have been with Live Nation. The promoters, I don't really get into all that. So my thing with Anita personally has been fine. And I cannot speak ill of her, and I never will, no matter what.
You're so much better than I am. Maybe I take some of your classes and then I'll give you one or two of mine.
Okay.
But it's such an honor to have you on the show. Like I've been a fan forever and will be a fan forever. And I just, on behalf of people who love real music, just appreciate everything you've done because, music is literally the thing that connects people from different walks of life, race, sexualities, sexual identification, whatever. I mean, it just brings the world together. And your music there's been memories, good memories, sad memories that we've all shared. And you've been like the head of that orchestra. We just appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great.
See,